Salve amici, welcome to We Will Latina. I'm Logan Ferris, a volunteer for this organization. Today we will be going over customs, specifically chariot racing, and Roman baths. To find these guided notes, there will be a link in the culture part of We Will Latina. Let's get into it. Chariot races were called ludi circensi. This part of the track here, the middle, was called the spina. You can remember it because it's like a spine. The end of the track were metae, where these little towery thingies were. Before a race, the chariot would start in the carcerace, which is the Latin word for jail, so think of it like gates that were holding the horses back. An auriga, also pronounced auriga, or charioteer, would drive either biga or biga, or a quadriga or quadriga. A biga was a 2-horse chariot, while a quadriga was a 4-horse chariot. This is just a mock-up of a circus, so you can't really see any carcerace here, but usually they were somewhere either here or here. To start a race, a mappa, or a white cloth, was dropped. After one successful lap, an owa, or egg figurine, was placed as a lap counter. They did that for laps 1 through 6. After the 7th, or final lap, a delfina, or dolphin figurine, was placed to mark that it was their final lap. These figurines were usually made of wood or bronze. A successfully completed lap was called a curriculum. You can remember this because it's like a curriculum in school. 1 year through the school year, 1 completed lap. There were also racing companies or factions, which were called factiones. They were red or risata, white or albata, green or prasina, and blue or veneta. The original factiones were risata and albata, while prasina and veneta were added later and they were the longest lasting factions. Fun fact, you don't need to know this for the regional study guide, but there were 2 more factions, purpurea and aurea, purple and gold, which were added later by Domitian. The Circus Maximus was the most famous circus, and it was located between the Palatine and the Aventine hills. The Circus Maximus could hold 250,000 people. And now, on to baths. When a Roman entered the baths, they would have headed to the apoditerium, or the dressing room. One of the rooms that the Romans would bathe in would have been the caldarium, or the hot bath. You can remember this because it's like scalding hot. The caldarium, scaldarium. The caldarium would be heated by the hypocausta, or the furnace. The hypocausta was the furnace. Another bath that they would use is the frigidarium, or the cold bath. You can remember this because it's frigid, it's super cold. If they wanted, they would head to the palaestra, or the exercise area. Finally, they would go into the unctorium, where they would be covered in oil by a slave, and then that slave would then use a strigil, or a strigil, to scrape off the oil. It was sort of a wire tool that they would use to scrape it off. Thank you for watching. Next up, we'll be covering school, names, and vehicles. So I can't wait to see you guys next time. Thank you.